Hey everybody, Michael Tiny Soul. It is 12:56 a.m. on April 11th, and this is viewer requests for the week of April 11th, 2011. Start off with Boston Scientific Corporation, BSX, and I don't really see much here. To me, it's just a lot of chop and slop. Now, the person that wrote in with this one and asked me if this was a head and shoulders. I don't see it. I like to see the shoulders to be more symmetrical and not so much price-wise. Like, I would even let this height to this height go, although these seem to be equal, right? I would let that go, but the time symmetry is what I'm looking at, and this shoulder is taking a lot longer to form, so I don't really see anything here on BSX. A was a repeat from, I believe, last week. And you can see here, here's the 78.6% retracement was touched and held. Now, what's up? Okay, if we break above last week's highs, it is suggestive that we go and retest these highs up here at 46.81. Okay, it's suggestive, doesn't mean it happens, obviously. But that would be the target if it got above the highs. Now, if this held, this resistance held, we could be due for a downturn, but notice we're still above all the moving averages and the shorter term, not every single moving average, I guess, but all the moving averages on this chart, and you could see that the short-term ones are pretty strong to the upside. So not really looking to short this one. I'd be watching more to see if it could take out last week's highs. ERTS. Okay, ERTS had the ugly day on Friday, the bearish engulfing pattern. So from here, I want to see what sets up over the next few sessions. This could be a short-term top, but you see we have support right here, and then nice support right here from a small base. So watch that one. Caterpillar is a repeater. We had Caterpillar last week. Watch the 20 EMA for support. Still a strong stock, not ready to jump in on the short side here. But watch the 20 EMA for possible support. Jacobs Engineering, ugly day on Friday as far as size of the candle. But notice that it held the 20 EMA and the 50-day moving average. So watching this to see if it holds. If it does, we may get a bounce up. But if it breaks, that's the time to get careful here on the long side. Because if you notice, the stock really hasn't, I mean, it's been in an uptrend and then it pulled back, but, you know, so far it has a lower high in place here. So if it breaks, it could be due for a deeper retracement. John Deere, also a repeater. Watch the 20 EMA, strong stock. Not looking to grab the short, step in front of a freight train just yet. Watch the 20 EMA for possible support. If it loses that, could have a quick trip down to the 50-day moving average. Qualcomm, okay, still looks bearish in my opinion. All right, you have this pattern is setting up here. I would be watchful of this one. If the market experiences some weakness, watch this one for a potential shorting opportunity. Still above the 200-day, so can't get biased to the short side, but this may wind up triggering and want to retest 50 here. So watch Qualcomm. Monsanto, yeah, this was a popular one. I got a few requests on this one because of the nosedive it took towards the end of the week. Looks to me like it's headed for a retest down here at 64.29, and then maybe even the 200-day moving average, but it's stretched here. And when the rubber band gets stretched here, it may get a dead rat bounce. So just jumping in on a short here, I don't know. And I'll be watching it for a gap on Monday. That may offer an opportunity for a trade, but this may need to rest here. Or, of course, right, the rubber band can continue to get stretched on this. But this was a pretty swift kick in the butt for Monsanto. So I'd watch this. It may want to digest for a few sessions. But keep this in mind because this may wind up added to the watch list, the stock watch list, as the week progresses, especially if it sets up with a weak bounce. Baidu, you know, sticking around pretty strong here. Right now it is in what I call a mini coil. So I'm watching this to see if it can break to the upside. 150 would be the short-term whole big number resistance to the upside. It looks strong. Let's see if it can continue. You know, the thing about a stock like this, look at all these bars that didn't even come close to the 10. First time it tests the 10, it gets the bounce. So very, very strong stock here. Good momentum to the upside. Of course, barring news, because Baidu is killer for news, and all of a sudden, hey, it looks strong, and then ba-boom, right? It's down however many points. And of course, I didn't even check earnings on these. Check earnings or if there's any big announcements or conferences coming up on all of these, of course. Intel. Okay, Intel, I mean, it looks, I want to see if the 20 EMA holds. If it does, it could be, a shorting opportunity for a trip back down to the lows. But my opinion on a stock like Intel is there's better fish to fry. That's my opinion. Not a big fan of these big, heavy-duty, heavy volume, humongous super institutional stocks. Yeah, I think there's better opportunity. But yeah, it could set up as a possible short here. Riverbed, I think Riverbed will retest the 200-day moving average here. I don't see a pattern here. A little doji here may lead to a relief bounce, but these moving averages are crossing over these short-term moving averages and have a nice strong momentum to the downside, so I would watch those for potential resistance. And that's the way I am with indicators. I like to use indicators to back up what I'm seeing in price, not vice versa. I never use price to back up the indicator. I never say, oh, stochastic's overbought. Okay, let me figure out a way that I should be short a stock, right? No. I like to look at the stock price action first, and then from there, I use the indicators to help me enter a stock or help me get in, all right? And this is one of those cases, right? Riverbed, nice, strong, short-term moving averages. Would watch them for potential resistance on a bounce. And finally, UAL, United Continental Holdings, really ugly move last week. Quick trip down. From here, looks like it's stretched. Could get a dead rat bounce, and I know the proper term is dead cat, all right, for those of you who want to correct me, but I love cats, so I don't have any because I'm allergic to them, but, there's nobody really likes rats, right? Rats are ugly creatures, so to me, I think a dead rat bounce won't offend anybody, but a dead cat might, right? So that's what I'm looking at here. I'm looking for a little dead cat bounce here. I said it myself. A dead rat bounce. See how far it goes. It may set up a potential shorting opportunity. And you know what? If that's the case, then this thing could potentially see 15 here. I mean, this is an ugly, ugly chart. It's below all the moving averages. Beautiful pattern here that it broke from. I'm upset that I missed it. And this could go down. I believe it has a measured move down to the 15 area. Maybe a little bit higher, maybe up here, the 16 and a quarter to 15 is a nice little zone. All right? But like I said, I would wait for a dead rat bounce rather than just hop on the momentum. That's it. I will do another viewer request video during the week if necessary, do some updates. But if not, I'll just do another one next week. So look out for those. And, of course, as always, watch all my other videos. Have a great trading day on Monday.